Ooh. Why does that say red? Okay. Peace and harmony family. Peace and harmony family. So I want to come on here and I want to you know, I'm only gonna be on here not that long, but I really want to stress the importance of homeschooling your children. And I get it, everybody might not be able to, whatever the case may be, but I just want to debunk this stereotype and this narrative that children who homeschool, they're not as smart, they're not as educated. Okay. Yeah, I want to debunk this narrative and this stereotype that's saying that, children who are homeschooled will have like struggling with social skills, emotional development, or mental issues, all this blase, because all of it is foolishness. Now, studies have literally shown that children who are homeschooled, they're more likely to pass standardized tests by 23 to 43% versus children who are in public school settings. They're not that much high when it comes to standardized tests. And I also want to, let people know that homeschooling is something that is far better than public schools. And when you think about it, and this is just me that's sitting here, I just literally started homeschooling my child this past January. And my daughter, she literally it was her first and last time going to public school. She started her public school this past August. She only 5, which is not really mandatory at that age, 5 for Georgia, for the state of Georgia, but it's mandatory when they start going to 6, where you have to start doing like the paperwork and all of that extra stuff, and you have to have that in 30 days before the school starts. But that's real easy. You could just go on I think it's Georgia Department of Education and just fill out this paper, and that's pretty much it. But you also want to make sure you keep tabs of like the schedule or your curriculum, what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be teaching, and there's no specific curriculum that you have to go by when it comes to Georgia. Hey, Sugarfoot, you can actually create your own and make your own to where it's beneficial to your child in the way that they learn, in the way that is comfortable for you teaching. So like I was saying, I started homeschooling my daughter. It was her first year going to school this past August, and she went there all the way from August to December. And what I really want parents to really understand is it is very imperative that you really teach your child as much as you really can, because what I was starting to notice was and I feel like this is also creating a disconnect when it comes to parenting, and teaching versus what your child learns at school and learning that and bringing it home. I'm seeing like there was a disconnect. And what I was noticing is when I was trying to show her something, she would more so lean towards the school way. And it was like, it just kind of creates this one-track way of focus and thinking. And for me, that was a problem, because I would have to stress to her, like, baby, you can learn things more than one way. Like, it doesn't have to be in just this one way of learning something. And even when it comes to just, listening, just, I don't know, it was just creating a disconnect between me and mine, and I wasn't having it. So, and I feel like that happens for a lot of parents, but we're not really aware because we're too busy trying to work these jobs. We're too busy trying to, cook these meals and all of this stuff. And that I honestly feel like public schools play a part in why there is a disconnect in the foundation of our homes, because if you know anything, if you know better, you do better. So what I'm learning is us as parents are the first teachers. And like I was saying, I moved back home this January, and I just decided to follow my intuition and just go ahead and homeschool. And for me, ever since then, it has been something new to adjust to. It really has. But what I'm learning is she's learning a lot more. And I can see why the test scores, the emotional health, the mental health is so much more impactful, because when you're homeschooling your child, whether you're homeschooling just your children by themselves or you're homeschooling them as a community, because there are thousands of homeschooling communities in all your states. All you have to do is literally find them. And it's some that I follow on I'm gonna make a TikTok video, but it's some that I follow on Instagram and on YouTube, and I'm gonna make a TikTok video and show y'all how you can follow these ladies, and they can kind of give you, a layout on how you can do your curriculum, how you can, be creative and all those things, because I'm also learning too, because I don't know everything. Like, goddamn, I had to go back. I was like, phonics. I said, damn, what the fuck is phonics? And I was like, oh, like, okay, saying the words together, putting it together. I'm learning too, but I enjoy it because it's crazy, because I also wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. So it works all hand in hand. But it's so many ways that you can create your homeschooling curriculum to where it fits you and yours. So like I said, I'm going to make a TikTok video of these ladies that I found, these empresses, these goddesses that I found that are really helping the community and helping their own children. You can kind of see it for yourself. Like, one thing I'm learning, if you really want to change the community, it's one thing to be marching and protesting and stuff, but the best way is to really put back into your community, make nonprofits, collaborate with people, and collaborate with people who have a common goal and a common purpose with the same thing. And you can bring so much value to that. You can spread it so much more. So, when it comes to homeschooling, I can see it being something to where children are learning a lot faster and a lot more in depth, because it is intimate versus you learning something in a public setting with 15 or 30 children in there, so it's not as focused. And I can see why the test scores are not as good, and they're not even teaching real history and things. Like, y'all, I'm learning it's a whole nother world when it comes to laws, treaties. Like, it's a whole nother world. I found out you had to be stateless. Y'all, it's so much. And the civics that I'm learning now is not even, it doesn't even compare to the civics that they're teaching in school. It has absolutely nothing to do with the civics that is real, like real world. Like, I feel like public schools is really, and this is just my personal opinion and from my own observation. This is not nothing that I read. This is something I've meditated on and I've just been observing. What I'm learning is, what I feel like public schools is a huge distraction, if I'm being honest, because all of the things that we're doing there is something we could be doing at home. Okay, we could be learning real history and not just white history. Like, what happened to the Hispanics? What happened to the black people? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the real Indians? What happened to that? Like, you telling me it's just since Christopher Columbus came over here, that's it? Like, we don't know. Like, schools don't teach anything past that. And nobody has started questioning that. And that's the problem for me. That is a problem for me. So, I'm taking it into my own hands to teach myself and to teach my child and my future children. Because that is a really big issue. So, like I said, I'm going to make a TikTok video. Let me read some of y'all comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to get that out because it's like I'm really starting to see where, it's just because I even, people who homeschool their children, they get a lot of pushback because one of the things that my family has given us a pushback was, they need to be in school. They need to be learning with other students and they need to be, doing all of the things in public school that they need to be doing. But it's like, you don't necessarily have to do that. Like, it's children. First of all, they shooting in schools like hell nowadays. like I said, it was another live that I did a while ago where I said in Las Vegas, the whole entire, I think 120 elementary school children got sick from eating the food. And then when you learn that USDA is the people that's servicing your children, and that food that they're getting in that cafeteria is crazy, like all that, no, I'm good. We just gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it home. We're gonna do it like that. So I've been having a lot of epiphanies, and one of the things that I'm really, really working on, and this is for anybody who's on my live, this is for anybody who is a teacher, or you're in the process of wanting to homeschool or just know more information. I'm actually putting together a nonprofit to where we're gonna be taking this shit back. Excuse my language, I'm trying to work on cussing. We're gonna be taking this back, okay? I really want to start a nonprofit where we're teaching children from when they're literally, because you can teach your children from the time, listen, let me give y'all some knowledge, some tea. They don't want to tell y'all this because you don't really hear nothing about this, but from the time frame of a mother being 34 to 36, one of those, 34, we'll say 34, from 34 weeks pregnant, Peace and Harmony should, from 34 weeks pregnant up until 3 years old. They say seven is, those sponge years, but typically from 34 weeks to 3 years old is when your child is soaking up the most information. Okay, and it's I need y'all to really understand that. And we're gonna get into home birthing too soon, because that plays a huge part in that too, for all the women who are carrying these babies, who are breastfeeding. Okay, you have to make sure you're eating the right things so your child can be able to receive that information as well. Just because you gave birth does not mean that you stop feeding your child information, or just even in the breast. Y'all, it's so much information that people just don't even look for, or look even to think about when it comes to women and the roles that we play, which we're gonna be talking more about that. I'm gonna start going live a lot more, y'all. I just been trying to get things together. So we're gonna start talking about that, ladies, because I got some things for y'all too, because this is stuff that we really need to look forward to, or look at, when it comes to womanhood, motherhood, sisterhood, femininity, all of that stuff. Like, we really need to understand and understand the roles that we really play. As bad as people don't want it to be roles, like, why is it roles? It needs to be roles, okay? When you have roles, you have balance, all right? So we need to really understand that. And one of the things that I really want to teach in my nonprofit is having etiquette classes. Like, I need us to go back to the things that we was having before everything went down to shits, okay? I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in a city where we had etiquette classes. We had little sister, big sister, little brother, big brother programs, and all of a sudden they don't have any of that anymore. So for me and my nonprofit, we not only are we going to work on mindfulness with all ages, but specifically from the time that a mom has had her baby all the way up to 3 years old. We are going to be practicing mindfulness between the parents and their child and their baby. We're going to be practicing that, and then I'm also going to get some things together for children to learn, whether that's puzzle pieces, coloring, worksheets, all of that good stuff. And then for women specifically, when it comes to feminine hygiene, we really need to highlight that in a way that is very, very able for women to really digest it, like really take it in, because I don't think really women understand what real feminine hygiene is. So for me, for ages 11 to like 13, we're gonna be talking about feminine hygiene on a whole nother level. Not just, oh, you need pads, you need to wipe your ass, you need to bathe. Like, nah, we gonna be dropping in the science of why you need to be taking care of yourself. We're gonna be talking about when they turn about 13, 14, we're gonna start to highlight celibacy. We're not gonna go too depth into it, but from 14 up until 16, not 16, 14 to damn, what time they what age they graduate high school? 18, 17, 18, one of them. We're going to start talking about celibacy. We're going to start talking about, you know, having morals, having respect for yourself. And I feel like those are the things that's missing in our community. And I feel like that is very valuable, because if we're talking about building the Black community, if we're talking about you know, building this generational wealth and all of this, we have to be in our positions and our roles to be able to, you know, have that type of impact. So for me, that's what I'm working on. So that's why I haven't been going live as much as I used to, because I have a lot of things that I have to get done. But let me read some of y'all comments, because I've been just running my flappers. I know I seen some earlier. Oh, yeah, your child not gonna learn how to socialize and have, okay. Sounds like you just got confirmation bias. I don't even know what that say. We're not even acknowledge that, honey. Let me borrow your hair. No, let me borrow your hair. I think you're doing a really good job teaching the kids. Thank you so much. I really, thank you. I like your wigs. Gracias. Thank you for the compliments. I really appreciate that. They trying to be Jews, Arabs, and Indians teaching our people. Exactly. And we know who the original people are. Like, that's the history I'm talking about. Like, we need to be, like, I even I watch, you know what I like, and I know this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of relating to history. This is why I like Nation of Islam. And I was watching, I didn't finish it, but I was watching Louis Farrakhan, his recent, like, I think they have like an annual thing every year. I can't remember what it's called, but I like how that is a great example of a I don't even want to call it, it's a religion? Oh God, help me. If it's a religion or organization, whatever it is, I like how it's diverse. You know, there was Christians in there. They was saying it was Jews. It was all types of different people in there, and that's the type of stuff that I'm like with. So it's like they had this thing in the video where it was different Black pioneers that I had no idea about, and then I just took down a whole list of them, and I'm gonna upload that on my TikTok too, because these are things that we could be teaching our children when it comes to history. So those are the things that I'm going to be talking about, or I'm gonna be showing y'all. If you compare school lunches to, you know what, and that's true, because I actually used to be a CO, and let me tell you, ain't nothing different besides the fact that you can take your butt home in a public school. Like like it was really like the same time frame too. Like, if I'm being real, I used to get there at 6:45 in the rising, and I didn't start my shift till about we had they call it brief or something like that, and we would talk dang near till like 7 o'clock, and then from 7 o'clock till like, what time did I get up? I think I got up at like 2:30, or I think I got up at like 2:30, and like the whole, even the lunch, like how we served lunch to them, it was giving very much like school. And I was like, then they had 1 hour of recess or going to the yard. And I said, damn, this is very this reminds me of school. And I used to say that all the time, and they'd be like, well, in a sense, you know, it kind of is. And I'm like, okay. I said, I don't think I like that. Yoni steaming. What do you want to know about yoni steaming? Oh, as far as like teaching them, because I want, like, all that stuff I'm going to be teaching in my nonprofit. Like, I'm going to be teaching that. Hey, Goddess, how are you? I haven't spoken to you in so long. How are you? Do you do one-on-one classes? I do one-on-one. As far as, are you talking about like my actual service, like breath work, schooling, yoni services. All of my services are in my bio of what I do. Anytime you want if anybody wants a one-on-one session, all you gotta do is click on my inbox and book a consultation. Please book a consultation before you buy any of the services or purchase any of the services, because I like to talk to my people and really see what your goal is. I don't like for people to just purchase things. Like, I need to talk to you and I need you to understand what it is that I actually do before you even think about making me your breathwork facilitator, or whatever it is that you need me to be. I need you to talk to me first. I need to see what's going on. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, y'all. I forgot what I was going to. Thank you. And you know what? And I need to, I want to retwist it, but then I kind of like this, like, nappy, like, I don't even want to say nappy, but I like this, like, look, to be honest. But, I call myself coloring it, but, I don't know. I did, like, half, it's, like, black at the bottom, and then, like, red, or this simply red at the top. I don't know, but, I don't know. Let me see. What was I about to do? It looks so good on you. You should definitely keep this style. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I told my sister, this is my go-to style. She was like, you can just, put it together a little bit. I'm like, I said, it just fits me. I really can't wait till it get, like, where I can put it in a big ponytail and just let it, like, hang out. But I call this my palm trees, because they just... like a palm tree, it just looked like a palm tree. So I call them my palm trees. Oh, not my phone about to die, y'all. Oh my God. Yes. Girl, I need to put some more beads in it and some jewelry. I took all that stuff out because I didn't like how the beads were making my locks like real smushed. Like, I didn't like how it looked, and then when I take them off and wash them, it looked weird to me. But I do want to put some jewelry and stuff in there. I'm gonna do some of that, because I did, like, I'm starting back making my my waist beads. I'm playing with them, but this is one I just made, but I didn't get to finish it, so I think I'm gonna make this one a bracelet or something. I don't know, but I'm starting back to make these again. I found the love for that. But yeah, I don't think people understand that when it comes to the school and play a part on kids' life, and also how they are developing in the real world, for sure. And I was just reading where it was saying that children in public school are more likely to commit crimes. They're more likely to have mental or psyche problems, versus children who homeschool. They're more equipped emotionally, mentally, hell, physically. They're more likely to be successful. They're more likely to be where was it? Let me see if I can find it. It was even saying that 90% of kids who got homeschooled were happy that they got homeschooled, and out of those 90%, 60% of them went on to college and graduated. So it's so many things that we could be doing when it comes to homeschooling, and how beneficial it is. Like, even when it comes to making your curriculum for homeschool, it does not have, the whole point of doing homeschool is for you not to do what the public schools are doing. Like, for me personally, I don't feel like it's a necessity for children, especially these young children. I don't feel like it's a necessity for them to be in school for 6 to 7, 8 hours a day. Children don't even have an attention span that long at that age. So it's like, why are we doing this? What? Like, I don't understand. And then for me, just thinking of the stories of I feel like teachers be tired of watching your children, especially from that age, like, all damn day. Like, no, like, I'm not finna do that. So for me, when it comes to creating a curriculum, I'm gonna try, and this is gonna get my last part because my phone on like 6% and I need to get back to working, but I just had to get this out. So when it comes to making a curriculum, because it's something I'm still learning how to really do, but what I can say is you can make it as fun as you want to. Like, on like on certain days we do certain things. Like Monday we do mindfulness every time. Like mindfulness, whether that's meditation, singing bowls. The foundation of my homeschool for my nephew and my daughter is mindfulness, like your mentality. So we do a lot of meditation. Like my nephew, he be like he told my mama that he said we meditate too much. I'm like you gonna thank me when you get older, okay? You're gonna thank me when you get older. And even when it comes to discipline, because sometimes they don't want to do it sometimes because they kids. They don't be, sometimes they wake up and be on one, and then sometimes they be wanting to. So when they be having them days, I make them get in lotus position, and they know what lotus position is. Lotus position means meditation, closed eyes. And they just sit there. Because it's like you have to, I feel like when you tell them lotus position, especially when they're on one, I feel like that's teaching them to be disciplined. That's also teaching them to be more mindful, and they need to calm down. That's what I think that means. So and I noticed how when they do lotus position, I'd be like, all right, you doing too much. You doing too much. Go get in lotus position. When they come back from being in lotus position for like 5 minutes or whatever the case may be, they're a lot calmer than I can't stick it in that one. They're a lot calmer than where they was when before they got out of lotus position. So you just have to play with it is what I'm learning. You got to really see what your child really likes. And there's so many things. Like today they did a puzzle today. When we first, I call it like a brain exercise. They do puzzles. But yeah, so yeah, your curriculum can be however you want it to be. We practice meditation, singing bowls, and breath work every day. Like that's not up for debate. They do it every day. I know on Thursdays we garden. Friday is fun day where we do like maybe reading or something in the morning time. And then in the afternoon or whatever, like after 12, it kind of be like a short day. So we might read in the rising and maybe do like a little bit of writing. But then after 12, we go do something fun, whether it take them to the park and they run around for damn near 3 hours. If you just take kids to a park, I'll tell you, y'all, they just use their imagination like it's nobody's business. They'll literally be at the park for like 3 hours. We might go get like a little snack or something. We typically give them fruit. Now my nose running. We typically give them like fruit. And then we go back to the park and they just run their little lives away. My nephew, he getting into sports. So one of their activities or their curriculum is, being in sports, like whether it's football, basketball, whatever sport it is, that's part of their curriculum. And if they're in a sport at that season, what we do is we go outside and that's their gym. Like they practice, whether that's like, I remember when my nephew and my daughter was playing basketball together, for curriculum for school, for gym, or their, activity, I had them running up a hill. You gonna run. You want to do this sport, we're gonna run, okay? Yeah, build them legs up. I'm about to say, I had them doing everything. Like, I had them shooting. Like, I had them running. Like, it's so many ways. We do yoga. Like, we stretch. Like, all of that. Like, all of this stuff that I put on my TikTok is what we actually do, like, in real time. So, it just depends on how you want to make your things. Like, even when it comes, like homeschooling can be so simple. We can do home ed. They'll come in the kitchen. I had them chop something up. I'll educate them on, this is a bell pepper, this is an onion, this is a mushroom, all of that good stuff. So like homeschooling can be really simple. And even when it comes to home ed, did you clean? Did you pick up your clothes? Chores, like make that, like that's how easy you can make your curriculum. It does not have to be in a book 24/7, because let's be real, when you get out here in life, everything is not in a book. You learn everything on hand, what they tell you in school. Because this is why part of the reason I did not want to continue going through medical school, because they would tell me all the time, you'll get more on the job training when you actually do it. What the fuck do you mean? Huh? Like, most jobs will tell you get on job training. So it's like, why do we have these children in schools, in these books 24/7? Like, what? Like, allow your child to read, but it does not have to be 6 to 7 to 8 to 12 fucking hours a day. Y'all don't even like that. We didn't like that in school. So why in the hell do we keep doing this to our children? Why? Oh, God. But anywho, and I'm starting to get real scientific with it. So at nighttime, before they go to bed, I make them listen to meditation music on like YouTube. And they seen the brain the other day. So next week for class, I'm going to get some strings and we're going to make a DNA, because they said they want to know what that was. And so I said, ooh, okay, we're going to learn how to make DNA using like those wrap wire things. Yeah, we're going to use those, and we're going to make some we're going to use those little fuzzy wire things, and we're going to make a DNA sample some type of way. I went and got a magnifying glass. We finna go outside and we finna go look at stuff. So it can be so simple. Like, it can be so simple. It does not have to be hard. It don't have to be long, drawn out. Like, it does not have to be that way. So, and me personally, and this is just my opinion, I personally feel like their children should not be in a rush to learn anything. Me personally, I feel like children should not be rushed. I don't think anything should be rushed in life. But I specifically feel like when it comes to learning, when it comes to teaching, we don't have to rush anything. We only rush it because we're taught to rush. To be in a rush. Hurry up, hurry up. You got 5 minutes. You got 10 minutes. You got 30 more minutes on your test. Like, you know, they're always rushing us. So we feel like we have to be in a hurry all the time. And that's so detrimental to your mind, to your health, to your spirit. That's so detrimental. So I don't like how that shit made me feel. So I'm not going to push that onto my child. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks different, and that's cool. That's cool. That is really cool. But me personally, I'm not doing that. Oh, no, you can't touch my locks, but thank you. I'm real peculiar about my hair, for sure. I don't just let anybody touch my hair. Too much bullying in schools, even in private schools, and the teachers don't do anything. Yeah, even, and speaking of things, even like that video they had the other day, that was confirmation for me. That was confirmation. Hola. Hello. That was confirmation for me. And me, I'm not gonna speak on that situation really, but I don't know, I just feel like it's so many ways that could have been de-escalated. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you were a substitute teacher. For me, I think that since you're only a sub and you're only going to be there for one day, me personally, I would just gave her phone back and just let her maybe contact her teacher, her original teacher, or go to maybe the principal and maybe contact her parent and let them deal with that. Because you fighting a child at a school, it's wild. Like, let's be real and let's not gaslight that. Like, the amount of people was just saying, well, she was on the teacher over a phone. Like, yeah, because half of y'all be letting y'all children on these phones and they be attached to them like it's nobody business. You can't tell them to read one book and what happened to it, but you want them all attached on their phones and shit. So for me, I feel like she should just, you know what I'm saying, here, take your phone and write a note, leave a note, like all substitute teachers do. Leave a note to that teacher, or maybe talk to the principal and tell them what had happened and contact the parents, so you don't have to be stressed like that. So for me, she should have did something like that. But also I feel like sis has something personal going on too, for you to be for you to get that angry and buck up on a teenager and you are an overly grown adult. That's just my opinion. I try to think rational and logical. So I feel like she has something a lot more personal going on in her life outside of teaching in school, for her to react that way. And, you know, I get it, a lot of parents being like, well, She was bucking up on her too, and I would have told my child to swing. Okay, that's what's wrong with us now. We don't know how to find solutions. I just did something. We don't know how to find solutions to the problems in our community. We think that violence is the first thing that we need to do. No, we need to think logically. We need to be thinking about stuff like that. Like, that's one of the reasons I feel the way that I feel about homeschooling, because I'm telling you, you would have had my child on that floor, it would have been me and the whole mob at my school. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay? Just saying. I'm not all the way there. For sure. Like, really. Because that was just wild to me. I said, not this grown adult really sitting here fighting a teenager over a phone that ain't even hers. Just get her the phone, report her to the teacher, to the original teacher and the principal. Have the principal reach out to the parent, let the parent know, so there ain't no surprises when the girl get home. Her mama either deal with it or she don't. Because come on, that was so immature and that was so childish of her. So I blame the adult. Do you know a lot about lock styles? You know, I be looking at Pinterest, and I'm just tell you this. I'm not a woman that's like, it's crazy because I went to hair school, but I didn't like it. So, like, I finished it all the way. I know how to braid. I literally worked in a salon for like 2 years, and I actually did locks. So, like, most of my clientele were locks. Even when I wasn't even trying to, be a loctician, most of my clients were locks. Like, I don't know. I even had locks before, but I didn't let them get, like, really long. So, now I'm on Pinterest trying to find styles, but I'm gonna tell you, I ain't got the patience to sit here and do my own hair. That's why I spray it, put some oil in it, going about my business. But what I am going to start doing is I actually am going to find a loctician, and I'm gonna have him or her do my hair. Cause honey, I like you said, I'm gonna put this thing on up, put in pigtails, and that's my go-to style. These little two things in the front, put a little ponytail, because that's really all I can do, because they're long, but they're not all that long. So but it is, they're actually a lot longer than this, but I just be kind of like sleeping with it. I don't know. I about to say, I kind of like my little regular like weird afro-y look, so it's a vibe. Yes. Yeah, I get it. There's this style I want, but I can't find the name of it. I think it's just barrel twist up into 2 pigtails. Oh, that's so cute. You know what? I cannot wait. I cannot wait till my ponytails get big enough to where I can do my pineapple. Oh, I'm be so excited to do my pineapple. When I can do that, I'm be super excited. Now I can say, when I get to that point, now I can say that I'm a true Rasta. Not enjoy the yeast. I don't know what that's about. Your locks will be. Thank you, Suge. Yes. Hello. Hey. Yes, that pineapple phase is gonna be super cute. But I call mine now palm trees. I call them palm trees. But so I think that's all that I had to say. And if you missed it earlier, I am going to take what's in my mouth all dry. See, that's why I don't like lip gloss. Lip gloss, you doing too much. I don't like that. Look at that. Ew. Ugh. Ugh. Too much lip gloss. But yeah. So I don't like that. Y'all ever see that's why I like aloe vera as my lip gloss. Y'all ever seen lip gloss made with aloe vera? I might have to make a video on that. But I don't be liking this lip gloss right here. I don't really like this one. I don't like that one. It always leave like weird stuff around my mouth. I don't know. But anywho, I'll make sure my lips are right. But yeah, so if you missed the beginning of this live, I will put this on my YouTube channel. I do like go live on my Instagram. I mean, not my Instagram, my YouTube, or I will start going live and actually doing like lessons, because for whatever reason on TikTok I can't pull up like some of the things that I be finding on here. So I will be going more live on my YouTube channel. And again, for someone who asked me about one-on-one classes, you can go into my bio and you can check that out and book a consultation first, and then we can go from there. So yeah, everything's in my inbox. Go to Elevate with me, and it will take you to my booking site, and you'll be able to book a consultation there. Let me see. What else I was gonna say? What was I talking about? I was about to say something I can't. Peace and harmony. What was I saying? I was saying something else. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel because I'm finna get back to researching and really setting up my foundation for my nonprofit. Like I say, I will be going live more, and we'll be talking more about feminine hygiene, femininity, all the things that I'm gonna be teaching, like etiquettes and shit like that. Excuse me, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to stop cussing, but all of that stuff, and the role of a woman, because I really want women to understand that it is a role that we play, whether we want to play these roles in modern, trying to be traditional or modern, or whatever the case may be. It is a role for a specific reason, but again, that's just my opinion. But I also see when we aren't doing our roles and aren't playing our roles, or even roles as or in depth as we should, it creates issues within the foundations of our families and our relationships. And these is just through observations and, just really paying attention to family dynamics, even like looking at the history of families, and up until now, it's like there's a crack there, and I know why. So we're going to be diving into that a lot more, but those are more so going to be on my YouTube channel more than anything. So yeah, so y'all ladies, we're gonna get this together, honey. And if you are into yoga or stretching, I like to say stretching, I don't really care about the word yoga. Either way, same thing. If you are into yoga, stretching, learning new femininity things, if you are into breath work, meditation, anything grounding, I will be setting up a Patreon, probably like within the next 2 weeks. I'll be setting up a Patreon, and we will be speaking, talking, like literally every week. We'll have meetups, peace and harmony. We will be having meetups. We will be having our own Discord, all of that stuff. We'll be having our own girls like book club, mini book club. We're gonna be doing all types of things, and I'm gonna be making my Patreon in the next couple weeks, because I think it's time. I think it's time for sure. I've been procrastinating that for the longest, and people be asking me about certain stuff, and I really could give it in a group session. So I will be letting y'all know when I do that. So with that being said, I think I said enough today. Oh, look at that, it's 333. So peace and harmony, my brother. So I am going to be ending it on this, and make sure, if you want to follow me on Instagram, on my Instagram, my YouTube channel, all of that good stuff. Even Clubhouse, I'm gonna start opening up my Clubhouse back up, having conversations there. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. So yeah, I'll be opening all of that back up for y'all on Clubhouse. I just been getting used to it because I slick forgot how it worked. So that's that. So with that being said, peace and harmony and love to all of my rosebuds. Peace, family.